the reality is that there are some stimuli that people simply cannot perceive. Some of us pick up sensory information that others whose sensory channels have diminished due to disability or even age. Now, when we define the lowest intensity of a stimulus our brains can register on a sensory channel, we speak of it as its threshold. So, examples are the sound a dog whistle emits is at too high of a frequency for human ears to pick up. Mabitaw nang kung makadungog kag dog whistle mag sakit sa imong dunggan because that is too much for your sensory. So this stimulus is beyond our auditory absolute threshold. So when we say absolute, refers to the minimum amount of stimulation a person can detect on any given sensory channel. Meaning to say, the minimum, the least that you can accumulate. So ang dog whistle is beyond your absolute threshold. Kay sakitan na ka sa imong dunggan. Pero kung dili ka sakitan, okay ra nimo, then it's still, no? It's still within your absolute threshold. Okay? The absolute threshold is an important consideration when we design marketing stimuli. Of course, no? Kay basig masubraan nimo ang imong pag-design sa imong marketing stimuli, di na hinunamate ang imong mga consumers because your stimuli is beyond their absolute threshold. So that's why it's important for you to also consider this. You know, a highway billboard might have the most entertaining copy, no, ever written, but this genius is wasted if the print is too small for passing motorists to see it. So, di siya makakita og billboard nga gagmay og print. Dagko jud na. So also the models or the pictures or whatever it is. Pero pa ko kita og billboard nga gagmay og print. Kay og gagmay na nimong print, imagine that those riders either in a motorcycle or in a car, paspas mo nagdagan, gagmay ang imong billboard letters. So it will not, no, it will not affect the consumers. So it will not affect the sensory threshold. Why effect? Okay. The minimum difference we can detect between two stimuli is the GND, or the just noticeable difference. The issue of when and if consumer will notice a difference between two stimuli is relevant to many marketing situations. Sometimes a marketer may want to ensure that consumers notice a change as when a retailer offers merchandise at a discount. Now, in other situations, the marketer may want to downplay the fact that it has made a change, such as when a store raises a price or a manufacturer reduces the size of the package. So, mo na gitawag na to og GND, or just noticeable difference. Say for example, products that are offering offering a discount. So, marketers would have to really emphasize the discount, the percentage nga kuhaan na ang particular product. Diya, kung imo bang kwentahon no kay mahal man sa igihapon, di ba? So, but you are practically sada kanang madani ka mamakot ba ang imong attention because they truly emphasize the change, no, in the stimuli. So, say for example, ilang butang 70% off in an orange card, no, di ba? Kabantay maingana nga kanang basta ipang sale kay lahi og color. So that's one way, of emphasizing the change in the stimuli. Okay, another is a consumer's ability to detect a difference between two stimuli is relative. When we say relative, no, it depends, no? A whispered conversation that might be unintelligible or ununderstandable on a noisy street can suddenly become public and embarrassingly loud in a quiet library. So, man itong gitawag og relative to the situation. So, ang imong bisan pag naghagaw-haw ra ka diha and chismis mo naghagaw-haw mo, but if your situation is located on a noisy street, di ra jud siya kuan kana mo wala siya effect ba mo bag okay ra siya nga tingog, no? But if that same volume is put into a quiet library, makaingon nakakaroon nga banha ang nagsulti. So, a consumer's ability, again, to detect a difference between two stimuli is relative to the situation. It is relative, it is the relative difference between the desirable level of the conversation and its surrounding. That is in the example now. Rather than the absolute loudness of the conversation itself that determines whether the stimulus will register. So of course, in a noisy environment, the whispers do not register, but in a quiet library, the whisper would certainly have a huge impact. So mao na gitawag og um, relative. Okay, let's go to augmented reality. Perceptual threshold become even more interesting now as we enter the new age of augmented reality. Now, this term refers to the media that combine a physical layer with a digital layer to create a combined experience. So, if you have ever watched a 3D movie, nga ay katong mga glasses, that is an example of a form of augmented reality. Now, augmented reality apps of open apps. Oh my god. Augmented reality apps open new worlds of information, such as in marketing communications. Now, say for example, you want to know the bio of a singer, so you see on a CD cover. So you want to know who painted that cool mural in a local bar, or how much did the house you were looking for at a sale last month. So you just point your smartphone and each of this information will be superimposed on your screen. So if you're familiar with Google Lens, that's how augmented reality is. So if you're trying to look for things or products, you just take a picture in it and then click on the Google Lens and it will lead you to related products. Uy, kasi kapoy na medyo ko pa din ko katigong story. Oh my god. So there are different types of augmented reality. The one is the web-based, the kiosk-based, and the mobile. Now these in web-based AR, these techniques use your PC and webcam to offer an enhanced experience, often via a marker or image or through motion picture. For example, the fashionista dressing room app you'll find in the online fashion boutique to be lets you virtually try on clothing items using your webcam and a marker on a printed piece of paper. So, manay gitawag na to web-based augmented reality. For kiosk-based, now this is similar to web-based, but you can often find more powerful application that use 3D or facial tracking. At a toy store, shoppers can hold up a boxed Lego set to an in-store kiosk, and the kiosk will show an image of them holding the put-together Lego creation. Another is the mobile AR. No, an example of mobile AR is eBay's fashion app. Now, that we call See It On, which allows the consumers or the users to virtually try on glasses in real time. Now, the app uses facial recognition to identify users and apply virtual sunglasses to their video games. Users are able to adjust the fit and choose different styles, frames, lenses, and colors to find their perfect look. Within the app, they can browse through eBay to find the perfect pair of the perfect price. So, man sa mobile ER, gamit sa eBay. Kanang mga good mga application to which you can actually murag kuan muna the product before you buy them. So you can most like test them virtually. Okay, so that ends our topic. I mean, learning objective 4. We still have 3. Oh my god, it's so late now. Okay, for your reflection, so this is what you're going to do. Okay, let's go to the learning objective 5, which is subliminal advertising. Now, subliminal advertising is a controversial but largely ineffective way to talk to consumers. So most marketers want to create messages above consumers' threshold so people will notice them. Of course, that's given. No, we are trying to put across our messages. But ironically, a good number of consumers instead believe that marketers design many advertising messages so they be perceived unconsciously or below the threshold of recognition. Another word for threshold is limit, and we term stimuli that fall below the limits to be subliminal. So let's find out how subliminal advertising has become controversial but considered to be ineffective way to talk to consumers. So what is subliminal? Now, subliminal perception refers to a stimulus below the level of the consumer's awareness. Now, subliminal techniques includes the embeds and subliminal auditory perception. Marketers can use both visual and oral channels to send subliminal messages supposedly. Now, embeds are tiny figures that are inserted into magazine advertising via high-speed photography or air browsing. These hidden figures supposedly exert a strong but unconscious influence on the reader rather. We can do something similar for auditory messages. However, there is no evidence to support that subliminal stimuli can bring about a desired change in the behavior. I have here a video that would greatly explain these subliminal techniques of marketers. So let's pause. Okay, so here is the video. Now, this is an elaboration of what subliminal theory or concept is all about.